All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to talk about Errol Spence and not being able to keep a good man down as new things have been released by his team and very encouraging sign, but once again, implying that something was wrong. I still wouldn't tell you. Let's talk about Errol Spence going into the rematch and what he has released in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 147-pound division, primarily because I want to be. Not a lot going on in boxing as far as fights this weekend. So I'm out there on Twitter doing my Twitter thing, or X thing, I guess you call it X now. And new things have been released by Errol Spence Jr.'s team. They are apparently ramping back up to get ready for a fight that will most likely be taking place on either Amazon Prime or Netflix. That's the word out on the street. I am hearing this from actually their YouTube videos out there about it. So whoever you saw put it on the YouTube video, credit them. I had heard about it from some other people, but didn't talk about it until somebody else brought it out. However, let's get into that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're gonna be in the 147-pound division where there's a lot of news coming out, and we're getting a better idea of what's going to be taking place next year in the sport of boxing. In 2023, we had an amazing year, in my opinion. Not all the fights that, just like any other sport or any other situation in life, not everything turns out the way you expect it, and some things that you didn't expect to happen do happen and you like it. Some things you didn't expect to happen and don't. Anyway, you get my point. It was a great year in 2023, ups and downs and all of that. One of the biggest downs, though, was, for me personally, was the end of Showtime Boxing, and they're canceling their program. So we're heading into 2023 not knowing where fighters like Errol Spence Jr. and Gervonta Davis and Jamal Charlo, Deontay Wilder, Keith Thurman, Erislandy Lara, Gary Antoine Russell, and go on and on about the fighters that fight over there. David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, and all the fighters that are over there at the PBC that were fighting, regularly. Well, they weren't even fighting regularly, but they were fighting on Showtime and on Fox. Well, it appears like we know where they're going to go now. At least this is the word that is being shared by very reputable people who very seldom have given me information that have been wrong. And now it's out there because other people have done YouTube videos about it. And now we also have Errol Spence Jr. coming, representatives of his coming on Twitter and getting the t-shirt sales ready to go again. So they're preparing for the fight when Errol Spence Jr. starts selling merchandise. Now, before I get into the details of it, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. Really means a lot. Thank you so much to everybody that supports in the super thanks. But man, let's do this because, man, I'm getting tired of this, okay? People in boxing, man, boxing fans blow my mind, man. Like, boxing is a sport that we're supposed to love, and people claim that they love. I'm not a fan of boxers. I'm a fan of the sport. All of that rubbish nonsense that people kick out. But when you see something happen to Errol Spence Jr., when Errol Spence Jr. loses to Terence Crawford in the PBC loses one of their major outlets, Showtime. You see a real celebration of this from certain aspects of this boxing fans. However, they don't have any corresponding joy related to the success of other people. It's just that Errol lost. They don't support Terence Crawford. They're not doing videos or really interested in who Terence Crawford fights next or what he does next and all of that. And you know that's the case because they weren't interested in it before. And then you have what's going on with Showtime, and you have a bunch of people acting as if they know that Showtime, that PBC will never have another, that Oscar De La Hoya will be signing away their fighters so that they can go and be on and fall into the abyss called Golden Boy Promotions, which puts on very, very few cards and even fewer cards that you're actually interested in. But we get good news. Two things which I believe are good signs. Number one is the talk about Amazon Prime and the deal with the PBC already being done. As in, that's finalized, that's done, they're going there. And the other one is that they also have a second network that they are going to be on or in the works of trying to finalize, and that is a fight with Netflix. So it looks like the biggest names in boxing, and they are the biggest names of boxing. That's something else that's just ridiculous to me. Tyson Fury absolutely flops. Absolutely flops. I mean, Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury absolutely stink up the place as far as the interest in that last fight. But somehow Tyson Fury is the face of boxing. But Gervonta Davis can sell out in like 7 or 8 U.S. cities. Right, sell out over there in the UK. Have the biggest pay-per-view we've had in nearly a decade. But nobody knows him out of Baltimore. It's just amazing to me. So anyway, I'm really looking forward to this same group of people talking about how when the PBC goes on to Amazon Prime or they go on to Netflix and they have even more bigger events or more events, I'm looking forward to the way that they can concoct the failure, how they can find failure in a big old mountain of success. Not saying that the PBC is always successful and everything's perfect, because it's not. Their fighters were relatively inactive, and you do want to see them fight more often. But that's the case with all of these fighters in boxing, is that they're inactive. But there's a lot of fight dates, and the problem with that is because there's so many fight dates being taken up by fights that you're not interested in. So promoters like Bob Arum and those guys can make a bunch of money. But the most encouraging thing really is, to me, is that Errol's out there putting out his t-shirts. He comes out with another hoodie. It says basically no excuses. If I had an excuse, I wouldn't give it to you. Now, I personally believe that man there are some things that were going on with him before that fight, but we'll see what happens in the next one. But most importantly, we're all going to see what's going on in the next one. And I guarantee you that Errol Spence and Terence Crawford is going to outsell Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury, who my understanding is did 11,000 pay-per-view sales and 56,000 streams in the United States, 56,000 streams in the United States, bringing it to a total of less than 70,000, which was fewer viewers on that fight than watched Deontay Wilder beat Robert Helenius. Yeah, what a star. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.